Hi everybody, my name is Caden.
I'm Jaden.
I'm Nicole.
I'm Eli.
And I'm Jason.
And we are the Torah YouTube channel. And it is Shabbat. We just went live and then we are going to begin Enoch, which is a really good book. It's not in the Bible, the mainstream Bible as it is today. It was taken out for several reasons. And it's a really good book. It has a lot of hidden mysteries that will actually get answered out through all this book. And they're short chapters, so we're going to do a couple chapters here because they're just very, very short.
Yeah, we'll probably do these in chapters of 5. So we'll probably do 5 chapters. And let's get right into it and see what we have discussing. We are actually reading this out of the Sefer. And the boys have the Hallelujah Scriptures. And then we also have
The Lost Books
of the Bible. And then Nicole has another version. And then I think Eli's reading it out of the Sefer as well. So there's 4 different versions here. So let's see if we can figure this out and go from here. All right. The word of the blessing of Enoch, how he blessed the elect and the righteous, who were to exist in the time of trouble, rejecting all the unrighteous and wicked. Enoch, a righteous man who with Elohim answered and spoke, while his eyes were open, and he saw a holy vision in the heavens. This the angels showed me. Okay, does your guys' version say anything different than that?
No, that's very similar.
It's like worded differently, but it's the exact same thing.
Okay. From them I heard all things, and understood what I saw, that which will not take place in this generation, but in a generation which is to succeed at a distant period on account of the elect. Upon their account I spoke and conversed with him, who will go forth from his habitation, the Holy and Mighty One, the Elohim of the world, who will hereafter tread upon Mount Sinai, appear with his hosts, and be manifested in the strength of his power from heaven. All right, who is this talking about?
I believe Moses and the Israelites.
Okay, so this I don't believe so. I think maybe it is. Is it? What do you guys think? Who will tread upon Mount Sinai, appear with his hosts, and be manifested in strength. I think we're talking about Messiah.
I think we're talking about the end days here.
Yeah, this is the end days. This is Messiah Yahushua, I think, is who we're talking about, because this is it's first of all, it's talking at a distant period, which I guess Enoch, from Enoch to Moshe would be what?
Let's see.
I think it's
how many years?
Around like 1,500, 2,000 years, I think.
Is it?
Well,
Adam was 1,000 years old. Here, we're looking at it right here.
Enoch is where? Enoch is 1, 2, 3. So it's like all the way to Noah is like 4 generations. So it's a while.
So how many years?
I don't know. We don't have Noah here.
All right, so it's a lot of years. All right, so but I think this is talking about, because this is the end times. It's talking about the elect. All right, verse 5. All shall be afraid, and the watchers be terrified. Great fear and trembling shall seize them, even to the ends of the earth. The lofty mountains shall be troubled, and the exalted hills depressed, melting like a honeycomb in the flame. The earth shall be immerged, and all things which are in it perish, while judgment shall come upon it all, even upon all the righteous. Okay, so I don't think we're here yet, right? I think this is talking about future prophecy. I can't spit that out. Wow, that was terrible. This is future prophecy right here, right? Because it says the lofty mountains will be troubled, and exalted hills depressed, melting like a honeycomb in the flame. We have not seen mountains and hills that melt yet. It also says the earth shall be immerged. Okay, Eli, what do you got?
Between Enoch and Jacob, it's 1,000 years.
Okay, Enoch and Jacob was 1,000.
And then we have the 12 tribes, and then we have plus another 400 years. So 1,500
how long
years?
was it from Adam to Enoch?
Adam to Enoch was 1,000 years as well.
Okay, so we have 1,000 years from Adam.
Oh, no,
He's
it's
looking
600 years.
600 years from Adam to Enoch, and then 1,000 years to Jacob, right?
Mm-hmm, from Enoch
Okay.
to Jacob, yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I think this is still talking further on. Okay, so verse 7, but to them shall he give peace, he shall guard the elect, and towards them exercise clemency. Then shall all belong to Yahuwah, be happy and blessed, and the splendor of Yahuwah shall illuminate them. Okay, let's get right into verse 2, chapter 2. It's real short. Behold, he comes with 10,000s of his Kadeshim to execute judgment upon them, and destroy the wicked, and reprove all the carnal for everything which the sinful and wicked have done and committed against him. Okay, go ahead.
Quick thing, did you only have 8 verses in chapter 1?
I only had 8 verses in chapter 1.
Okay, mine has 9.
Mine has 9 as well.
Yeah, mine has 9.
Okay.
Then it continues on to the next one, because that verse you just read is verse 9, and then we go to chapter 2.
Okay, so yours is actually is all in the first one?
Yes, I'm still in the first one.
Okay.
Mine goes through till verse 9, and then we hit next
But
one.
it's the next, but we're not missing anything, right?
No.
Okay, so that's interesting. Okay, so this is something we need to figure out right here. It says, "Behold, he comes with 10,000s of his Kadeshim." Who is coming with his Kadeshim?
The holy ones, the saints.
Well, who is?
Yahusha.
I think it's Yahusha. Yeah, but yeah, I think that's exactly what it is. I think we're talking about Yahusha coming. This is the end time, sir. Okay, 3. All who are in the heavens know what is transacted, that the heavenly luminaries change not their paths, that each rises and sets regularly, every one at his proper period, without transgressing the commands. They behold the earth and understand what is transacted from the beginning to the end of it, that every work of Elohim is invariable in the period of its appearance. They behold summer and winter, that the whole earth is full of water, and that the cloud, the dew, and the rain refresh it. Okay, what did we just read here?
Basically, everything has its season, and everything goes in a certain order, and doesn't go out of that order.
Everything is according to the command of Elohim is basically what it's saying. The sun goes when it's commanded to. It is all commanded according to what Elohim says to.
This right here, to me, it basically says the earth is not what they say it is, right? It says the heavenly luminaries change not their paths. What we are led to believe from our education is that the sun is in a constant movement, like it is flying, and we are hurling around the sun. Are you guys with me?
Yeah.
So the sun is moving, and then the earth is going around that in continual motion, constantly. Excuse me, like thousands of miles an hour. I mean, we're blowing doors, but yet we can't feel anything. Okay, let's do 4. Are we into 4 yet, Jade, on yours?
No, I think we're into 3 now.
All right, these are all going to be jacked up then. So anyway, we'll just keep it with the Sefer and read it from there. And 4, they consider and behold every tree, how it appears to wither, and every leaf to fall off, except of 14 trees, which are not deciduous, which wait from the old to the appearance of the new for 2 or 3 winters. Okay, so this tells us more stuff. Like, if you guys didn't have, like, education, which you guys really don't, but it says right there, there's 14 trees that the leaves don't fall off on. What kind of trees would those be?
I think pine trees.
Pine trees, yeah. We used to have pine tree back in North America.
It kept its leaves forever.
Yeah, it stayed like that. Winter, summer, it always stayed like that. Okay, yeah, so that's very interesting. We're just getting a lot of stuff that you just wouldn't know. All right, 5. Again, they consider the days of summer, that the sun is up on it at its very beginning, while you seek for a covered and shady spot on account of the burning sun, while the earth is scorched up with fervid heat, and you become incapable of walking either upon the ground or upon the rocks in consequence of the heat. Okay, I don't think that told us anything, but that was really short. Let's just run into 6 real quick.
I'm just barely starting 5 for me.
Yeah, me as well.
All right, well, these are all out of whack, so this. All right, they consider how the trees, when they put forth their green leaves, become covered and produce fruit, understanding everything, and knowing that he who lives forever does all these things for you. That the works at the beginning of every existing year, that all his works are subservient to him and invariable. Yet as Elohim has appointed, so are all things brought to pass. They see, too, how the seas and the rivers together complete their respective operations. You endure not patiently, nor fulfill the commandments of Yahuwah, but you transgress and calumniate greatness, and malignant are the words in your polluted mouths against his majesty. Okay, who's he talking to here? It says he's just basically saying to something, right? I mean, he says you do not endure patiently. You're not patient, nor are you keeping the commandments of Yah, but you transgress the greatness, is culminate greatness. What did you guys say? Anyone?
I don't even know where we're at because it's so messed up.
Okay, this is Enoch 6. Come on, Kate, get with the program, son.
I'm on Enoch 5 though, but all the verses are like out of order here.
But they're almost the same words, right? No? Okay. I don't know who he's talking to here. Let's go on to 5. You withered in heart, no peace shall be in you. Therefore your days shall you curse, and the years of your lives shall perish. Perpetual execration shall be multiplied, and you shall not obtain mercy. In those days shall you resign your peace with their eternal maledictions of all the righteous, and sinners shall perpetually execrate you, you and the wicked.
I ain't on the watchers here.
It could be the watchers. The elect shall possess light, joy, and peace, and they shall inherit the earth. But you unholy, shall be accursed. Then shall wisdom be given to the elect, all of whom shall live, and not again transgress by impiety or pride, but shall humble themselves, possessing prudence, and shall not repeat transgression. They shall not be condemned the whole period of their lives, not die in torment and indignation, but the sum of their days shall be completed, and they shall grow old in peace, while the years of their happiness shall be multiplied with joy and with peace forever, the whole duration of their existence. Okay, is this...
So I think this is the people who are breaking Torah, I believe.
So I agree with Cade. I believe he's talking to the Watchers right here. He's talking to the Watchers because they... he said, you endure not patiently, nor fulfill the commandments of Yahuwah. Who could he be talking to? I mean...
I'm people who don't obey Torah? I mean, if we're talking about future reference, I don't know, I think they already dealt with a lot of the Watchers, right?
No, I feel like this is like because
Go ahead.
the Watchers came down and then they were like basically committed all the sins, and then around that time Enoch was told to go tell these people that they're cursed or it's over for them.
Yeah, they would have... Everybody would have a Torah, right? The Torah of Yah is for the stranger and for the Ibrahim, right? And so the stranger would be the Watchers, right? To us, they'd be strangers, but to them, everybody would have the exact same Torah, right? They shouldn't be doing the stuff that they did, and they did, right? So anyway, it talks about, towards the end here, it talks about the elect shall possess light, joy, and peace. Who are the elect?
The elect are the people following in righteousness, following the Torah.
Yeah, well, you know, the Jehovah's Witnesses think they actually have they know who the elect are, but the Jehovah's Witnesses actually don't keep the law, statutes, and commands of our Creator. All right, let's go into 7. This is interesting. It happened after the sons of men had multiplied in those days that daughters were born to them, elegant and beautiful. And the Watchers, the sons of heaven, beheld them. They became enamored of them, saying to each other, Come, let us select for ourselves women from the progeny of men, and let us beget children. Then their leader, Shemi-Ezzah, said to them, I fear that you may perhaps be indisposed to the performance of this enterprise, and that I am alone shall suffer for so grievous a crime. But they answered him and said, We all swear, and bind ourselves by mutual execrations, that we will not change our intention, but execute our projected undertaking. All right, now there's some, what do they call it? It's just great evil crime. There's some crimes being committed here.
Mine says great sin.
Yeah, great sin. So what? Somebody explain this. What is happening right here?
So one of the guys was going to go sinning, and
One of the guys, one of the fallen.
he was like the leader of them or something.
Yeah.
And he's like, I don't want to do this by myself because I'll get in trouble by myself. Let's all get in trouble together.
Yeah, so they're like, well, we're bound. Okay.
Let's do it all together. Let's all
And
get
this
in
one
trouble.
says ourselves by mutual curses.
Yeah, they're all going to get owned together.
Not to abandon this plan, but to do this matter.
Misery loves company, and they're basically they know their misery is coming. Okay. We all swear. 6. And bind ourselves by mutual execrations that we will not change our intention, but execute our projected undertaking. Then they swore all together, and all bound themselves by mutual execrations. Their whole number was 200, who descended upon Ardis, which is the top of Mount Kermon.
Mine says in the days of Yered.
In days of Yered?
Jared. This is like
Yered.
Jared.
So this is the days of Yered, right? I mean, we're in the days of Yered here.
Okay, I think this is back in, when they're like multiplying, because mine has references to Genesis. It's like Genesis 6:1 when they came down and they want to multiply.
Okay. 8. That mountain, therefore, was called Kermon, because they had sworn upon it and bound themselves by mutual execrations. These are the names of their chiefs. Shemi-Ezzah, who was the leader. Uraka-Bemel, Akibi-El, Tami-El, Rami-El, Den-El, Azek-El, Serakin-El, Asa-El, Armors, Batra-Al, Anai, Zavabi, Sam-Save-El, Erta-El, Tur-El, Yama-El, Erez-El. Okay, you know what I see a lot of these? There's ales, like a lot of, like Baal.
Every
Like,
single one of them.
yeah, they a lot of them. So what is that? How does that separate those who are in like Yah's name, right? Those who are Yirmiyahu.
They have the Yahoo at the end.
Yeah, they have Yahoo at the end. Everybody. So these guys are the evil side of this. 10. Then they took women, each choosing for himself whom they began to approach, and with whom they cohabitated, teaching them sorcery, incantations, and dividing of roots and trees. And the women conceiving brought forth Nephilim, and they bore to them 3 races first. The great Nephilim, the Nephilim brought forth the Nephilim, and the Nephilim brought forth the Eliud, and they existed, increasing in power according to their greatness. Now, I've had often thoughts about this before. And this is what I believe happened. So you have the Nephilim, you have the Watchers, and you have human women, right? Mm-hmm. They bred the Nephilim. So there's a whole race of Nephilim, right? I believe those Nephilim started inbreeding them as well as the Watchers. I think the Watchers also bred with the Nephilim, and because there's going to be a certain point where things are going to be too big to breed at a certain level, and these things kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And so basically, there's 3 generations here. I mean, there's 4 actually. You have the Watchers, and then you have all of these, and so.
This one in the Yah Scriptures.
Yep.
Says whose height was 3,000 ells.
Mine says that too. Mine says ells. Mine says cubits.
Wait, what is 3,000 ells?
3,000 cubits or ells.
Yeah, so 3,000 cubits or ells. I don't think that's extremely large at this point, but they get bigger and bigger.
How much is a cubit?
I don't know.
Oh, we're trying to figure this out. All right, yeah, so we're trying to figure out what... okay, yeah, so the next one is, whose stature was 300 cubits. These devoured all the labor of men until it became impossible to feed them, when they turned themselves against men in order to devour them, and began to injure birds, beasts, reptiles, and fish, to eat one another's flesh and to drink their blood.
510 feet is 300 cubits.
510 feet?
Yep.
These things are huge.
That's as big as the ark was.
Yeah, these things are monstrous.
Mine says 3,000 cubits.
3,000 was even bigger.
Mine says 300 cubits.
Yeah, yours says 3,000?
Mine says 3,000 ells.
Mine says 3,000 cubits.
That
can't be.
That's a mile high. I mean, that's 5,000.
4,500 feet.
That's almost
that's a mile high.
No way.
I don't know.
No, there's no way.
The Great Pyramids? Yeah, that's why they couldn't feed these things.
No way.
That's why they started
They were
devouring
always
everything.
hungry,
They're too big.
dude.
Yeah, they're absolutely hungry. It's worse than having 10 pit bulls that are always hungry, or 3 boys that are starving to death all the time.
Oh, man.
I'm sorry, I was looking that up. Did you ever read about what they consumed? Okay.
Birds, beasts, reptiles, fish.
And it wasn't enough.
Nah, and to drink each other's blood.
Okay.
Drink their blood.
There it is. We're commanded not to drink this.
Yeah, don't drink the blood like the Watchers and the children of the Watchers did. So 15. Then the earth reproved the unrighteousness. All right, let's just continue on. We're having a little bit of fun here.
What chapter you in?
I'm in chapter 8.
Okay.
For this one just started too.
Okay, yeah. So
Moreover, Azazel taught men to make swords, knives, shields, breastplates, the fabrication of mirrors, and the workmanship of bracelets and ornaments, the use of paint, the beautifying of the eyebrows, stones of every valuable and select kind, and all sorts of dyes, so that the world became altered. Wow. Okay, so what happened here?
They just gave him makeup and they
gave
gave
him
him weapons, they gave
of
him
war.
mirrors, they gave him bracelets, they gave him...
Imagine that, having a mirror. They didn't even have a mirror till then, and now they can sit there and look at themselves in the mirrors and look beautiful and try to spruce up. I mean, up until then, I mean, what do you have? Like a reflection in the water or something? That's the best you're going to have to look at yourself? All right. 2. Impiety increased, fornication multiplied, and they transgressed and corrupted all their ways. Did you guys say impiety or impiety?
Impiety, yeah.
Anyone know what that is?
No. I think it's...
evilness?
sin.
What did you say?
This one says, and there arose much wickedness.
Wickedness.
And they were committed whoring.
Yeah.
And they were led astray and became corrupt in all their ways.
All right, that's the Hallelujah Scriptures. So, all right, so that's, evil increased.
So I looked up, it says lack of piety or reverence.
Lack of piety? Well, I guess we'd have to look up what piety means.
Or reverence. So I think
Yeah.
it's like lack of reverence.
Piety is probably decentness, maybe. All right, so impiety increased, fornication multiplied, and they transgressed and corrupted all their ways. Amazarek taught all the sorcerers and dividers of roots.
Yours says Samazrek? Mine says Semjaza.
This is Amazarek.
Mine says Shemayatsa.
Yeah, it's Semjaza.
Shimayadza?
That's the guy who was the leader before. He's like,
Leader.
I don't want to be about myself.
That's Azazel, right?
No, that's Semjaza.
Simjaza. Where's Azazel coming in?
He's the guy who has swords and knives.
Swords and weapons.
All right, well,
Mine
he was
says
a...
Azazel and the weapons.
Yeah. Oh, well,
swords.
you know what? That's interesting. If Azazel wasn't the leader of the pack, but was like just a weapons
Well, he
guy.
taught them how to kill and how to make themselves beautiful.
Yeah, that's why he there's a goat that they.
Okay, so he made like the worst of the stuff. He's the first guy in the first verse.
I don't know.
He's what?
This dude's about to do some pretty bad
He's the guy in
stuff.
the first verse that made some like the worst stuff.
What do you mean? First verse made the worst stuff.
He made like bracelets, ornaments, use of paint, beautifying the eyebrows. That was all Azazel.
Right. And swords and weapons,
Yeah.
all their weapons. Okay, so your guys isn't on 3, yours guys, or whatever your version is. It doesn't say Amazarek.
Mine
No.
says Amazarek. Mine says Semjaza.
Yeah, Semyata.
How do we get this wrong? How does everybody get this wrong?
Don't know.
All right. 4, it says armors, the solution of sorcery. What did your guys say?
Mine says armors.
Armors. We had like
Armos,
5
Armos,
versions here.
yeah.
Okay. Berekiel, the observers of the
He
stars.
did astrology.
Akibe-el, signs.
This one says Kobel, did
Mine says
constellations.
Kokabel, yeah.
Kokabel.
Yeah.
Okay. Tamiel taught astronomy. And Asarad-el taught the motion of the moon. And men being destroyed cried out, and their voice reached to heaven. Still interesting, right?
So this one has Yesikel, Yekizel, the
4.
knowledge of the clouds.
And where's that say that?
Yeah, okay, so do you have, how many verses do you have in this chapter?
I have 9.
I only have 2.
I have 3 in my...
How did every translation...
I don't know that, like, so my verse 3 says, Samjaza taught the casting of spells and root cutting. Aramos taught counter spells, release from spells. Barakihal taught astrology. Kargobel taught the constellations. Ezekiel, the knowledge of clouds. Arikiel, the signs of the earth. Shamisel, the signs of the sun. And Sariel, the course of the moon. And as men perished, they cried, and their cry went up to heaven.
That's
Okay.
the same as mine.
Okay, and yours is 2 separate versions. Ours is different. Kate's is different. Everyone's different. All right. So then let's go on here. Then Mikiel and Gavriel, Raphael, Suriel, and Uriel looked down from heaven and saw the quantity of blood which was shed on earth, and all the iniquity which was done upon it, and said one to another, the voice of their cries. The earth deprived has cried, even to the gate of heaven. And now to you, O you, Holy One of heaven, the souls of men complain, saying, bring judgment to us from El Elyon. Then they said to their Adonai, the king, Adonai ha Adoniam, Elohai ha Elohim, Melech ha Melikium. The throne of your glory is forever and ever, and forever and ever is your name sanctified and glorified. You are blessed and glorified. That sounds like a lot of forevers. Is yours guys close to the same?
Yeah, kind of.
It's a little different.
Mine's kind of in English. Mine said, "Thou art Lord of lords, God of gods, King of kings. Thy throne, thy glory is forever and ever."
All right. You guys have anything different on yours?
No, mine's the same as Caden.
This one says, and they said, Yahuwah of ages, Adonai of masters, Elohim of mighty ones, sovereign of sovereigns, and Elohim of ages. The throne of your esteem is unto all the generations of the ages, and your name Kadesh, and magnificent, and Baruch unto all the ages.
Yeah, hallelujah. Yah's name is forever, for all things. Okay. You have made all things. You possess power over all things, and all things are open and manifest before you. You behold all things, and nothing can be concealed from you. You have seen what Azazel has done, how he has taught every species of iniquity upon earth, and has disclosed to the world all the secret things which are done in the heavens. Okay, did your guys say Azazel?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so somehow he became the fall guy.
Yeah, well, there's the next verse talks about the next guy, what he did.
Right. Shimi Azza also has taught sorcery, to whom you have given authority over those who are associated with him. They have gone together to the daughters of men, have lain with them, have become polluted. So he's the one that came up with the idea. And have revealed their sins to them. The women likewise have brought forth Nephilim. And let me look this up real quick. Yeah, so it's Nephilim, the offspring of the fallen watchers, a bully or tyrant. A bully or tyrant is a Nephilim. Okay. Thus has the whole earth been filled with blood and with iniquity. And now behold, the souls of those who are dead cry out, and complain even to the gate of heaven. Their groaning ascends, nor can they escape from the unrighteousness which is committed on earth. You know all things before they exist. You know these things and what has been done by them, yet you do not speak to us. What on account of these things ought we to do to them? Okay, this is interesting. I find this very, very interesting that even the most amazing creatures of Yah's, the angels, don't have a direct line. They're not like directly next to him. We know from the book of Revelations that there's like 4 monsters, or there are some monsters that sit right next to him with all the eyes and things like that, and they like sit there before the throne and they're holy, holy, holy. But this is very interesting, right? I guess a lot of people get really offended because they never hear from Yah. They're like, oh, he doesn't. If there was a God, he would talk to me. If there was a God, he would do this. Or if there was a God, he wouldn't let evil happen in this world. Well, you know, even the majestic creatures of Yah's don't have a direct line. These guys were all very, very concerned about what was happening, and they're freaked out. I mean, that's the way of putting it. They're all freaked out. So, all right, we're heading into chapter 10. Then El Elyon, the great and holy one, spoke, and sent Erse Aluyur to the son of Lamech. All right,
Uriel.
Uriel.
That's Uriel.
Mine says Aracellular.
See, this is different. So this is why would, because Uriel was over here in 9. Yeah, Uriel was over here, and they definitely have him down as Uriel. So I think translations are a little funky on this whole thing. All right, verse 3. Saying, say to him in my name, conceal yourself. Then explain to him the consummation which is about to take place. For all the earth shall perish. The waters of a deluge shall come over the whole earth, and all things which are in it shall be destroyed.
Mine says, go to Noah and tell him in my name, hide yourself, and reveal to him the end that is approaching, that the whole earth will be destroyed.
So yours says Noah. So this
is the son of Lamech.
That is son of Lamech.
Oh, it does say. Did I not say son of Lamech?
Yeah,
that's Noah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you're right. So it's Noah. I thought it was Lamech. I read it and I didn't comprehend it.
Mine says it on both things. So Uriel to the son of Lamech, and said to him, go to Noah. Go to Noah.
Well, that's interesting. Noah's the man. All right. Let's see. Where are we? I guess you wouldn't know where we're at.
I'd say verse 3, but I don't think that's right.
Yeah. Okay, 4. Then explain to him the consummation which is about to take place. For all the earth shall perish, the waters of the deluge shall come over the whole earth, and all things which are in it shall be destroyed. I love reading things twice. And now teach him how he may escape, and how his seed may remain in all the earth. And again, Yahuwah said to Raphael, bind Azazel, hand and foot, cast him into darkness, and opening the desert which is in the Dudel, cast him in there. Throw upon him hurled and pointed stones, covering him with darkness. So Raphael is like the baddest, like one of the baddest dudes. He's able to deal with a lot of these, and I don't think all of the messengers can deal with these things like some of the stronger ones. All right, so this dude is sitting in a pit in darkness with sharp rocks on top of him. Okay, there shall he remain forever. Cover his face that he may not see the light. And in the great day of judgment, let him be cast into the fire. Restore the earth, which the angels have corrupted, and announce life to it, that I may revive it. All the sons of men shall not perish in consequence of every secret, by which the watchers have destroyed, and which they have taught their offspring. All the earth has been corrupted by the effects of the whole teaching of Azazel. To him, therefore, ascribe the whole crime. To Gavriel, also Yahuwah said, go to the bastards, to the reprobates, and to the children of fornication, and destroy the children of fornication, the offspring of the watchers from among men. Bring them forth, and excite them one against another. Let them perish by mutual slaughter, for length of days shall not be theirs.
So this dude was like the master, like confusion, I guess. He's able to make them like fight each other.
Yeah, Gabriel. And so, if you guys are like in some, you think that you're in some kind of like curse or like the devils have you, it could very well be. I mean, if these guys are able to do these kind of things to excite them amongst the monsters, then, the devils can definitely do that same kind of stuff to us, I believe.
Mine says half-breeds, by the way.
Half-breeds, yeah, not the bastards.
Mine says bastards.
Half-breeds, yeah, that's it, I guess. Okay, 14. They shall all entreat you, but their fathers shall not obtain their wishes respecting them. For they shall hope for eternal life, and that they may live, each of them, 500 years. Okay, so that's something right there, right? So they all got 500 years to live. So they were cursed and they were going to die, but they still lived 500 years. So if that was 500 years and you're dealing with these generations, how many years are we dealing with here? We're dealing with quite a few, because we have 3 generations. 500 years is what they ascribe to them. So these guys were around for quite a while. To Michael, likewise, Yahuwah said, go and announce his crime to Shimeiazah and to the others who are with him, who have been associated with women, that they might be polluted with all their impurity. And when all the sons shall be slain, when they shall see the perdition of their beloved, bind them for 70 generations underneath the earth, even to the day of judgment, and the consummation until the judgment, the effect of which will last forever, be completed.
Mine says author's note, 70 generation of 500 years is 3,500 years.
35. They weren't around 3,500 years, were they?
No, it's 70. That's the
how long it's
judgment.
supposed to be bound.
Right. So this is how we can figure out how, because we're ending the time of all of these things. We're past those years, I believe. Something else out of this that I saw that I think Let's see. What was I thinking? I think I had a thought there. So this is their curse, right? So the Watchers' curse is to see their kids start. They basically started a civil war, right? There was a civil war amongst the monsters, and the monsters destroyed each other right before the fathers. And if you guys started a civil war and destroyed each other, your mom and I would just be crushed, right? It would just be a horrible thing. And so that is an interesting part of this judgment, is that they had to watch their kids be owned. Then shall they be taken away into the lowest. Oh, that's what I want to go with. Sorry, let me go there. It says that these guys were buried under the earth, underneath the earth. I don't know how you would bury underneath the earth.
If it was round.
If it was round, I mean, it was a ball. You just say put in the middle of it. I mean, if this does not sound like anywhere that there's ever a round earth.
Mine
ever.
says in the valleys of the earth.
The valleys of the earth. Okay, that's even better. All right. Then shall they be taken away into the lowest depths of the fire and torments, and in confinement shall they be shut up forever. Immediately after this shall Shemiyaza together with them burn and perish. They shall be bound until the consummation of many generations. Destroy all the souls addicted to lust and the offspring of the Watchers, for they have tyrannized over mankind. Let every oppressor perish from the face of the earth. Let every evil work be destroyed. The plant of the righteousness and of the rectitude appear, and his produce become a blessing. Righteousness and rectitude shall be forever planted with delight. And then shall all the Kadeshim give thanks and live until they have begotten 1,000 children, while the whole period of their youth and their Shabbats shall be completed in peace. In those days all the earth shall be cultivated in righteousness. It shall be wholly planted with trees and filled with benediction. Every tree of delight shall be planted in it. In it shall vines be planted, and the vine which shall be planted in it shall yield fruit to satiety. Every seed which shall be sown in it shall produce for 1 measure 1,000, and 1 measure of olive shall produce 10 presses of oil. Purify the earth from all oppression, from all injustice, from all crime, from all impiety, and from all pollution which is committed upon it. Exterminate them from the earth. Then shall all the children of men be righteous, and all nations shall pay me divine honors and bless me, and all shall adorn me. The earth shall be cleansed from all corruption, from every crime, from all punishment, and from all suffering. Neither will I again send a deluge upon it from generation to generation forever. All right, I think we'll end there. All right. Any questions, any comments, anything you guys have to add to this?
No, I mean, this is definitely the reasons why we have the Torah, so we don't go astray like this.
Yeah, why we don't go astray. And, we're about to figure out where all the demons that haunt us come from, right? And so when all these children, all these people are owned, when they are annihilated off the earth, there is no soul place for them, right? They don't have a place to go for their souls. So these things will wander, and they will attack us, and they will try to feed into your heart, mind, and soul. They'll try to take out your link between yourself and Yah, and they will try to just create evil. I mean, their job is just to be evil, and they hate mankind. They completely hate mankind for what Yah has given us. He's given us a soul that we are able to exist, and they've transgressed Yah's Torahs. Okay, all right. Anyone else have anything?
Nope. Read your Bibles.
All right, read your Bibles and have a rest of good of a Shabbat.
All
We're
right,
out.
Shalom.
Shalom.